Has anyone ever noticed that there's just no happiness on the left? They're not happy. They're not happy people, and for good reason. Thank you very much.
I keep seeing watermelons in people's bios and next to their names, and I just don't understand it. Like, what could it even mean? Is BLM 2 here?
No one but white men will ever take you seriously. Hi, white men. I love you guys. Hi, everyone. Welcome to another episode of Go Boom Live. Hold on, I think I'm on the wrong. There we go. I need the explosions a little bit. This is episode 8, I think. Last week, it was brought to my attention that I wrote the wrong number of what episode it was. So I was behind one. So now we're in episode 8, not 7. 8. That means like 2 months in a row. We have been going boom live on Thursdays. Yay! Lilybug says, hi, Melanie. I love the new member icons. Is it butter? It's so cute. Yes, it is. I wish it would show up here on Streamlabs or StreamYard. But yes, for those of you on the YouTube side, if you notice, which can you do like custom stuff like that on Rumble as well? I need to upload those there. I got some member badges. They're butter. I actually have 3 tiers. So tier 1 is just this regular little butter thing. Hold on, let me pull up the pictures because I can actually show you guys. Where'd I put it? It's on my thumbnails folder. Oh, I got some emotes too. Let me see if I can show this is obviously going to be the bigger. Let's see, present, share screen. Can I do like a not? Oh, Chrome tab. Here we go. Okay. So this is a large version. I need to see if I can upload these on. Rumble as well. So this is the icon badge for the regular tier 1. You just subscribe or became a member on YouTube, or once I get upload on Rumble if I can. Also, there's emojis for these. So if you guys are YouTube members, type in, I think it's just butter. Like, there we go. Okay. So I have this for the tier 1. Then tier 2 is this. It is butter with a hat. Now this next one, mind you, I didn't want to make this next one a badge because I didn't want it to look like I was mocking you guys. This is an emote, however, this next one. It is a clown butter. So if ever you see something retarded or whatever that I'm talking about, you can use the clown butter emoji. Now, I think the tier 2 sub was at 2 months. Then the next one is at 6 months. Y'all ready for this? Chad butter. Joker butter. That's a good point. It could be Joker butter. We've got the Chad butter. So there we Colton's posting a butter hat, butter Chad, butter clown. So those, oh my gosh. And Cerberus just gifted 10 Go Boom memberships. So you guys, 10 of you, be sure to thank Cerberus because now you've got the new butter member badges as well as the butter emojis. And also, before I forget, before the show even started, Tonberry Master dropped a Wombo super chat, $50. And the mic drop moment says nothing. But as always, Tonberry Master, very, very supportive of the stream. Thank you so much for that. I actually want to pull up YouTube chats because right now so I can see the emojis. Because on StreamYard, I can't see them all. Oh, I'm hearing myself. Okay. There they are. Oh my goodness. All right. So everybody on Rumble, stay tuned. I'm going to see if I can upload custom badges and all that there. Oh, look at that. Joe became a new member on YouTube as well. Thank you so much. So, if you may or may not know, my streams here every week always get demonetized after they're done, which you can imagine. I mean, I don't know. I try to keep it pretty tame, but even so, I think it's just a lot of it because I speak out against the LGBT stuff, things of that nature. So I do get demonetized on, I think on all of my Go Boom streams, only 1 out of 8, only 1, maybe 2 stayed monetized. So when you guys are subscribed as members on YouTube, it does help out a lot since we cannot rely on monetization on the stream side of things. So thank you all for the support. Let me make sure I've got Rumble chat pulled up so I can see if anybody's chimed in on anything regarding the memberships on Rumble, because I know there are. We have the supporter badges. So I do see at least 3 supporters. No, 4. Yeah, 3 or 4 in chat right now. So I will see if I can upload those custom butter badges as well as butter emojis on the YouTube side as well, or on the Rumble side as well. So I will work on that shortly. Mike Noss with the $5 YouTube super chat says, received a Facebook friend request from someone pretending to be you the other day, blocked and reported them. Thank you so much for that. My apologies, guys, when that stuff happens. Just so you know, a lot of times some people will ask, and just so you all know, I do not have any alt accounts that I friend people on or anything like that. So if somebody reaches out to you and says, hey, this is me, Melanie Mack, on an alt account or a personal account, and I want to talk to you, it's not me. Same thing with YouTube. There are these, what is that app called? They always ask you to go to another app and talk to them. And that is not me. And I try to take those down every time I see them. I also made Watley, gave him permission, so he should be able to do so as well. Telegram. Thank you, Watley. So they're, add me on Telegram. And some people have even been scammed out of money because they're like, oh, you want a PS5, send me this money for shipping or whatever. And then they don't get the PS5 because it was a scammer and it wasn't me. They just use an account and they put my picture on it, but it's not me. So if there's ever any giveaways going on, I will announce them on my public stuff. I haven't done one in a while, but just so you know, if someone just sends you a message and they say they're me, it's not me unless it's one of my official accounts, but I will never just randomly send you a private message saying something like that ever. So just be careful. Midnight Strike 3625 with a $2 super chat says, do you think emulators are preservation or piracy? I'm team emulator. I like them. There's a lot of games that you can't play on that aren't compatible on modern systems, or even, they're just not. And so given how expensive a lot of retro games are and stuff, and then how also rare a lot of different ones are, it's very difficult to play some of them. So I do like emulators personally. Now I think if there's a game you really love and you want to support it, if you can, and you have the avenue to support it, you should. But if it's like, hey, you can't buy this game anywhere, you can't this, that, or the other, emulators are great. Godzilla's Greaser with the $5 super chat says, third time's a charm, huh? Melanie, I'm glad we finally met face to face. Oh, so you were at the meetup. That's right. Thank you so much for showing up, and everybody who showed up at that meetup. Oh my goodness. So for those who don't know, last weekend was the Dallas meetup. It was put together by the Ripaverse and friends. And oh my goodness, was it so much fun. And it was so encouraging because you guys know sometimes the troons and the haters can bring me down with all their hate. So it just really lifted my spirits to have so much support from you all at the meetup and saying, hey, keep going. Just so you know, those haters may be loud, but you have people in your corner here supporting you. And I was like, thank you so much. Have I watched John Wick? Oh, let me see. I'll pull this. Rippaverse and Friends. That's our new title for sure. I love it. Have you watched John Wick? I have. I watched all the John Wick movies. Loved the first one. I need to rewatch them so that I can actually know for sure my tier list. But off the top of my head, that my tier list would be John Wick 1, John Wick 2, John Wick 4, John Wick 3. I think 3 and 4 are kind of good, but not nearly as good. 1 and 2, amazing. That's my opinions on those. Push-ups. Great seeing you at the meetup as well. And as always, it was great seeing you at Anime Matsuri last year as well. With a $2 super chat, if she doesn't call you a fig, the account is fake. Exactly. That's how you know. Brandon says, we got you, Mel. Thank you. Keep going. Thank you. I'm trying my best. Mel, can I ask you one thing about the Bible? Go for it. I'll do my best to answer. Oh, why haven't you addressed Silent Hill 2's woke protagonist who is now hideous? I did make a post about it. I posted about it on Twitter and made a post about it on my community post memeing it. But you're right. I should have made a video about it. Otterloop, I always appreciate your support. You are always super, super supportive. Let me pull up some of these Rumble rants while we wait for that Bible question that hopefully I can answer. All right, so here we have from Tim Pool's Game Music, has become a new monthly supporter. Thank you so much. I will look into my settings and try to get those butter icons and emojis on the Rumble side as well. We got Jared Haynes with the $1, also a supporter. With the $1 Rumble rant says, as someone who is looking to try out Doom for the first time, which game is best to start out with? And is Doom considered a horror game? I wouldn't call Doom a horror game. It's more just high octane adrenaline rush action kill demons Christian game. I think you should start with the Doom 2016. As if you've never played Doom at all, Doom 2016. That's what I would suggest. Let's see what chat if they say something else though, because I wouldn't call myself a Doom expert. I love what I've played of it, but I haven't played all the Doom games. I think I may have dabbled a little back in the day, but the one that first time I actually got into a Doom game, like into it, was Doom Eternal. That was when that first came out. I was streaming a lot of that. Oh, people are saying Doom 3 had some strong horror vibes. Gotcha. Tech Jedi became a monthly supporter on Rumble as well. Thank you so much for that. Some people are suggesting to start with Doom 3 on Xbox. Okay. Oh, Doom 2016 is good, but original is best. Yeah, I want to play the original. I want to play all of them. I really do. But I'm playing Doom 2016 right now, having a blast. I liked Doom Eternal a lot, but I like Doom 2016 better so far. Stealth X5 with a $2 super chat says, hello. Hi, Stealth X5. We've got Basefire Ant, and I saw you at the meetup as well. Hey, Melanie, a couple days ago, I DM'd you on Instagram asking if it's okay to have a conversation because I have some stuff I need to get off my chest. Thank you so much for the super chat. I don't recall the DM request. I don't check all of my DM requests, but I do have a policy that I don't do one-on-one conversations with people because of the whole scammer issue stuff and because I've had stalker issues in the past, which obviously I know you're not a stalker and you're awesome. But I just don't do one-on-one conversations I do suggest if you're not a part of my Discord server that you go ahead and join that. I've got an amazing prayer group. And I know you're Christian as well. So if you need to get some stuff off your chest, you need some prayer. We've got great people that are prayer leaders, people who will pray with you. So I do suggest that. And I do really wish that I could spend more time actually talking with you guys individually. But for certain reasons, I'm not able to do that. Andrew with the Wombo $50 super chat says for the bunny fund, which if you guys don't know, I have a bunny. I got him. I can't believe it's been like 2 weeks ago. Let me find. I'll show you guys a picture. Oh my goodness. Here's one I took last night. I took a lot of them, but he's already gotten so much bigger. There's my little Toji, my little bunny. So I keep him in this little playpen thing here for now while he's getting used to the place. I'm going to have I have these panels and stuff that I'm going to set up here soon. And he's going to stay there. And then I'm going to give him some free reign to just roam around eventually. But right now I'm sticking with this as he gets adapted. But he's doing great. I was playing with him. This is huge, so I could sit in there with him. Last night, I was in there chilling with my little bunny, and he was just doing little zoomies around me. It was so cute. Junior with the $5 super chat says the Rippaverse meetup was awesome. Everyone loved your F-Slur shirt I was wearing at the meetup. It was so great seeing you there. And you were rocking that F-Slur shirt, which also I gave these away. I had a whole bunch of these prints and gave them away, and that was hilarious. They were a big hit. So I have some left over. I'm trying to figure out if I'm going to save them for future meetups or if I'm going to actually, try to sell some of them. Because I know a lot of people want one. So we shall see. Oh, also on the Twitch side, I don't have alerts set up right now. Let me see if... Let me make sure I check just in case I don't miss anything. I just don't check a lot with Twitch because I know I'm going to get banned again. So I got suspended twice already from Twitch. I'm surprised I didn't get suspended again for last week's stream. So I probably will this week's stream. Okay, I want to make sure I'm not missing any. It looks like I'm not. Okay. So if you are watching on Twitch, I do strongly suggest that you follow me on YouTube, Rumble, X, because Twitch ain't going to keep me very long. Which, speaking of Twitch, hold on, I'll get to these other super chats after I show you guys what I just saw about Twitch. That's hilarious and it's very telling. So let's pull this up. So apparently, hold on, I gotta turn off my background music. Apparently, Twitch CEO is getting called out for only following e-girls. Are we surprised? I mean, Twitch has turned into a cam site with a bunch of hoes on there. So are we surprised that the CEO is only following e-girls? Let's watch this.
You want to explore clips?
That's very nice.
And now you have a clips feed.
I'm scared of... Oh, do you see his follower list on this or something that he's showing you?
You want to explore clips?
That's very nice.
And now you have a clips feed. Okay?
Mm-hmm.
Suppose you want to check out the stories
Kitty girl, bikini
to
girl.
see what you missed yesterday.
Girls all at the
you
top.
click there. And now you're in your stories feed.
Oh my goodness, that's all he's following.
Okay. That's very nice.
Yeah.
That's also...
You want to explore...
He just unabashedly showed all that. How is he not embarrassed? Oh my goodness. Well, that explains so much because we've seen Twitch go downhill, a very degen path. All of these like hot tub streams since that became a thing. All of these girls, and that's what's crazy is I get banned or suspended from Twitch for talking about the Bible. But yet there are just tons and tons and tons of whores on there who are trying to find more and more ways to get as naked as possible on the platform. But that's okay for them. Someone said, you're talking about the Bible wearing that. What? What am I showing? This much stomach? Get a freaking life, you coomer brain. Stop watching porn, retard. Wearing that? Oh, sorry, I left my burqa in the laundry. A shirt? Exactly. Good freaking grief. I keep the sensitive areas covered. Maybe next week my burqa will be washed and I can wear that. I apologize. You had to see arms and this much waistline. Stoner. I swear, and you know what's so ironic about this situation is you just know the guy saying that is probably a cringe atheist. Every time they want to atheist-splain Christianity to us constantly. It is so lame. But yeah. All right, let me check really quick. But yeah, this is the state of things with Twitch and all that. I don't anticipate Twitch even being on the Twitch platform that much longer. Twitch, which is fine. Twitch is not even close to my main platform. I basically just make pocket change there. Because I don't really pay attention to the platform, and it's just there because I had a lot of followers there, and some people for some reason still use Twitch. So yeah, it's basically there just to tell people, hey, if you're watching on Twitch, you should be following me on Rumble and YouTube and X. That's what it's there for. But also, hold on. I wanted to show you guys something else funny. Unrelated, but while we're just looking at fun stuff. Watch this. This is a get wrecked situation. I got to make the big screen for this. So a father defends his child as a woman grabs his kid. Watch this. This is deserved. Now, normally I'm like, oh, come on, God, why does a guy have to hit a woman? Well, this time it was deserved. Here we go. Get wrecked. It's so bad for her kid that had to watch that. But what did she think was going to happen? Like, dude, I don't know why she's mad. I guess their kids were probably arguing or something. In which case, freaking talk about it. Why are you grabbing a kid? So then she's like, put the hand on the, at this point, he was totally in the right with how he handled this. At this point, you do not lay your hands on someone's kid. And he's like, wait a minute, grabs the arm, boom, throat punch, throat punch. Honestly, and he even went easy on her. This just shows how much stronger men are than women. He can go easy on her and she's just boom, flat on her back. But yeah, deserved. What the crap was she even thinking? She hacked around and she found out is what she did. So yeah. She should be arrested. Well, she learned some sort of lesson there, hopefully. But yeah, what the crap is she thinking? That was a push, not a punch. Exactly. It was a very light. He could have just kapow, but he didn't. He actually went easy on her. And even so, though, she learned. She learned. She had a comment. I agree. Hold on. Let me see. Let me check some of these super chats really quick. All right, Bird Up says, with the $5, Melanie, is there a retro game that you think was overlooked and never gets any love and deserves to be given a chance by retro players today? Now, it depends on how far back retro you want to go. Now, if you're going back to like PS3 era retro, because off the top of my head, I'm just thinking Folklore. Folklore is so beautiful of a game. I do believe at the time, even at launch, it was underrated. So especially now. But I was just watching my brother play that, I don't know, a couple months ago. Such a gorgeous game. I think like GameCube, I'm thinking of like Bait and Kato's, which was popular enough that it got a remaster. Granted, some localization censorship, which is stupid, but it's like censorship with some of the text and stuff there because it's offensive for modern day or whatever. Trying to think of any super hidden gems. Oh, one retro game I will tell. I think it is the best golf game of all time. And that is Tecmo Golf on the PS1. I'm telling you, I'm even comparing like to Mario Golf. I love Mario Golf, especially on GameCube. But Tecmo Golf on PS1 is the best golf game ever made. By far, I freaking love it. Okay, so we've got Comrade Kim SD with the $5 super chat. Says, hi, I'm a Christian and I'm a CO. A CO. They don't like Christian. What's CO? Oh, is that something Orthodox or Christian Orthodox? Wait, I don't know what CO means. They don't like Christian. I don't think you mean that. I think you mean something else then. Correction officer. Oh, correction officer. There, you answered it. You're a correction officer and they don't like Christians. Oh, they have been giving me torment. Ayo, hey, brother. You know what? I'm really sorry about that. I can relate because the gaming industry doesn't like Christians either. And it's just very isolating feeling. But just remember, as a Christian, we're going to be enduring spiritual warfare. That's just how it is. We will be enduring spiritual warfare. The world hated Jesus, who was perfect. And the Bible tells us that they will hate us as well for following Jesus and actually following Jesus. Not those people who are just like, yeah, I'm a Christian, but then they excuse and they validate sin instead of hating it, as we're told to do in the Bible, and speaking out against it. So yes, those of us who truly do follow Christ in the Word of God, they hate us. And sometimes whenever you get all this backlash, and I'm speaking just from my heart and my own experience, sometimes when you get a bunch of this backlash, it makes you want to stop because it's like, oh, but people are mad. I don't want to upset people, and I'm upsetting a lot of people, and people hate me, and it's hard to do that. It's not fun. But that most certainly does not mean stop sharing the Word of God and stop living that Christian life, stop being that Christian example. That does not mean you need to be stopping any of that. You will receive resistance from the enemy, and the enemy doesn't want you on that path, and let alone doesn't want you to be an example on that path for other people. And so, those demons, they're going to be trying everything in their power to get you to stop and to get off track. But they're fake and gay. They're retarded. So keep on going. Just know that we support you. Thank you, Watley. Never stop, Melanie. Always going to support you. I'm not going to lie. I had a bit of a hard time recently. I kind of been just going through some stuff, and I just been thinking about stuff like that and how discouraged I've been with all the hate that I get and all that. And sometimes it's like, wow, I get all this hate all the time. Like, what the crap, man? Like, I'm just making people mad all the time. But it's like, hey, it's spiritual warfare. So instead of quitting, that's what the enemy wants. Don't quit. Aaron with the $5 super chat says, just renewed my membership. I really need to get the Chad Butter badge. Thank you so much for renewing your membership. I appreciate it. And yeah, you'll get that Chad Butter badge shortly. Thank you so much. Remdog with the $10 super chat says, again, Melanie, enjoyed meeting you Saturday. Did you get my email about what we discussed? Praying about it. Thank you so much for the super chat. I am so behind on emails after the weekend and trying to get back on schedule now. But I will hopefully be caught up soon. I'm just like trying to catch up with life right now. And my own schedule, which, as you can see, I've been uploading more often on both my Bible channel and on this channel as well. I'm trying to get back in the swing of things and really just push out more uploads, more content and stuff. Sometimes I get overwhelmed and I kind of shut down and do less, but I find that I actually stay happier when I'm still keeping things going. That's right. Oh, discouragement sucks. Exactly. And then Andy says, Satan is gay. Exactly. That reminds me of a tweet I made. I'm pulling it up. It's gonna make Twitch mad, but heck it. This is what did I tweet that last night? I think it was. This is what I have to say when it comes to Satan. Satan is such a cringe. It's true. That's the thing, is some people act like Satan is like this formidable foe to God. But that's not the case. It's like Satan is cringe. He's a little brat, little giant baby. He is not a formidable foe to God and he's just a whiny baby cringe. And his days are numbered and he loses. Spoiler alert, he loses. So yeah, there's that. Let me check. Okay, Base Fire Ant with a $10 super chat says, I can understand that, Melanie, but I hope one day it happens because I view you as an older sister and I feel insecure towards others. Also, I'm in the Discord server. Okay, I'm so glad you're in the server. Thank you so much for the nice words. I'm so happy to read that. And then I hope that you can get past the insecurity, because you have no reason to be insecure. You are awesome. Talk to you at the meetup and you were awesome. So just so you know, we're here for you. We support you. And hopefully you can see how awesome you really are. Parker became a member. All right. Welcome. So you got that butter badge and the butter emotes now. Before I check a couple more, let me make sure I've got everything caught up on. Yeah. All right. Look at that. We also got a new supporter on Rumble, and that's Andrew Robb. Andrew, you are just so supportive on all the things. Oh, Coolest Reviews ask a good question there. Are narcissists demons? I mean, I guess it's possible that they could be demon possessed. I think that because of the fact that, now I know that in current day society, people severely overuse the word narcissist and they call everybody a narcissist a lot. But narcissism is real. And I think because such of the behaviors that go alongside narcissism are so specific, and that the people who have this act in the same exact way on there's so much same pattern behaviors on it, that I do believe there's a demonic element, and I do believe that they are demonically oppressed. Possessed, I don't know, but oppressed at the very least, because I think what it is it's like, okay, demons are having them act in such a way, because that just would be crazy that there's this many people in the world who have all these almost identical clockable personality flaws within them like that. So yeah, and then where is Andy said it well here? Narcissism is a sin, just like anything else. Christ can overcome any sin you repent of. That is true, and I do believe that if narcissists repent and turn to Jesus, there is absolutely nothing that is too big or too hard for God to handle or for Jesus to forgive and to save people from. So in this kind of situation with someone being a narcissist, I know clinically speaking, they say there is no cure, but Jesus Christ can cure absolutely anything. So I do hope and pray that as many narcissistic people as possible will learn to find Jesus and that Jesus can heal them from that. Because I do believe that that's possible. Oh, look at that. We got another. Hold on before I just shared that. And then I got to get those butter icons on Rumble if I can. Angel Ifanim became a monthly supporter on Rumble as well. Thank you so much. I got to figure out those badges. I'll do that before or tonight or tomorrow. All right. Doom Dark Ages looks awesome. Isn't that the truth? Oh my goodness. I am so excited for that. It feels good to have a game that you're genuinely excited for in this current day, because most new games, it's so rare for me to be excited for a modern game these days. Exactly. Oh, see, look at that. He says, Slender 7 Last Marcos says, narcissist, you have to accept who I am. I am proud of who I claim to be. Me. And then Christ, you have to be reborn. Exactly. And that is the answer when anybody says, well, I was born this way. I was born this way with anything, right? I was born this way. Well, we're all born into sin and we all need to be born again. Accept Jesus Christ, be born again. That is the answer. Instead of expecting God to go against his own word and to accept you and your sinful life, and you think that this is the thing, is people who are mad, people get mad that they can't live however they want and live a sinful life and not be born again. They're mad that they can't live how they want and all the evil that entails, and that they still can't go to heaven because of it. That makes them so angry. And it's like, you're mad and you call God cruel because you can't spend eternity with him who you don't even want to serve? Make it make sense, because that doesn't make sense. If you want to spend eternity with Jesus, you need to accept him. Ding, 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 ding. So you're mad that you can't spend an eternity with Jesus, who you won't even accept while you've got time in this earth? It is such, it's like the requirements for salvation. God made it so easy for us. Jesus made the ultimate sacrifice so that all we have to do is accept him. And you won't do it, and then you're mad that you can't live in eternity with him. And part of accepting Jesus Christ is walking with him. So living by the Spirit instead of by the flesh. So no, Christianity isn't just some label that you can have and you can live however you want, and you can be promiscuous and you can be a homo and you can do this and that and that. And, oh, but I said I was a Christian. I said the words. You got to walk with Jesus. Truly be repentant. If you're repentant, you won't keep doing things that will hurt God. So anyway, I've got more stuff about that to talk about later as well. But first, and before I get to some of these super chats too, let's go talk about Star Wars the Trashcolyte. So I made a video about it. What was that, yesterday? The lesbian witches. How that was pretty great. So now that Park Place brings us this article. Star Wars The Acolyte audience scores get even worse for Disney and Lucasfilms following introduction of lesbian witches. So it keeps getting worse. Trash. Acolyte. Oh my goodness. All right. So, I mean, I look at that. Oh, see, what by the time they posted this article, the audience score is at 32%. But when I checked when the quartering was on stream with him earlier, he showed it was at 19%. 19. That is rough. When will they learn? They can't just keep spoon feeding us this garbage that we don't want to see. They can't keep doing that. They're going to run out of money. I don't know how they're still doing it, to be honest, but eventually it's got to stop. All right, so this says, if the Walt Disney Company and Lucasfilm thought their audience scores could get any worse following the first 2 episodes of the show, they received a rude awakening as the show's audience scores across multiple aggregators has sharply fallen. Following the release of the first 2 episodes, the audience score on Rotten Tomatoes set, so this was before, and now, there was at 20, it's at 19 as of today. So after the first 2 episodes, it dropped to 32% with an average rating of 2.1 out of 5. Then the score fell to 20% with an average rating of 1.5 out of 5. That's rough. Even the critic score has declined from 93 to 85. I think that's just absurd that it even was at 93 to begin with. That's hilarious. On IMDb, the score initially sat at a 5.1 out of 10, which is also pretty rough. Albeit the unweighted mean was 4.4 and the plurality of votes were a 1 out of 10. Oh, wow. The score has now fallen to 4.0 out of 10 with the unweighted mean of a 3.5 out of 10. Almost a majority of all reviews are a 1 out of 10 as well. So some of these review boosters try to make a difference. Who really... Like, be freaking for real. Does anybody think this is a 10 out of 10? Is there a singular person on Earth who thinks that The Acolyte is a 10 out of 10? Genuinely. Anybody? I would think they were lying. If you look at the reviews per episode, it clearly shows that viewers did not like the 3rd episode. The first episode received a 5.8. The second episode received a 5.6. However, the 3rd episode received a 3.7. Surprise, surprise. The people don't want to see lesbian witches with these weird chants. Of note, the 3rd episode has also received less reviews, indicating that a number of people tuned out of the show following the first 2 episodes and chose to not even watch the 3rd episode. The number of reviews between the 1st and 3rd episode declined by nearly 32%. And weren't Disney Star Wars trying to act like this was some success after the first episode? Oh, we've got a record amount of viewership or something like that, which I think just didn't make sense. Oh my gosh, is this... Cag says Darth Vader is gay now. Did they really try to act like that? For real? That would not surprise me. I haven't watched any of these. I've seen clips. If they try to retcon Darth Vader as gay, I mean, that makes just no sense given Anakin's story. That can't be for real. No. Oh, okay. Well, I don't know. Anyway. So the only site where the score has not changed is on Metacritic. It still sits at a 4.1. It initially had 100 positive reviews, 19 mixed reviews, and 166 negative reviews. Oof. The series still has a user score of 4.1, but there are now 354 positive reviews, 61 mixed reviews, and 599 negative reviews. Wow. These negative reactions come in the wake of an extremely soft opening debut as far as viewership, which is funny because Disney tried to act like, oh, we've got this amazing viewership, breaking records or whatever, which sounds like a complete lie, especially given all this that they're about to share with us. Data analytics company Luminate reported that the first 2 episodes only garnered 210 million minutes watched in the United States between May 31st and June 6th. For a comparison, according to Nielsen, Ahsoka's 2-episode premiere brought in 829 million minutes viewed when it premiered last year. Dude, there are so many YouTubers who pull better numbers than this. And Star Wars? What? Bro. Oh my. Oh dear. In fact, the Walt Disney Company even released data claiming the Acolyte only garnered 4.8 million views in its first day and just 11.1 million views globally after 5 days of streaming. The company measures a view by total stream time divided by runtime. Given that the Acolyte's total runtime was 73 minutes and 55 seconds, the total global minutes viewed was around 820 million minutes. That's correct. Ahsoka had more minutes viewed in the United States compared to the Acolyte's entire global minutes viewed. The show is an unmitigated disaster. And didn't Ahsoka, like, that was not even impressive at all. People did that did pretty bad too. Wow. Financial analyst Valiant Renegade aptly describes the show's viewership as an absolute trash fire. Wow. I think, let's see, this has a lot of downvotes on it. I think people were misinformed on witches that weren't lesbians at all, since there was not even a kiss in that episode. Okay, let's see what Sam says in reply to that. To reiterate on Twitter, characters do not need to be kiss to be in the same-sex relationship. Also, how else can you understand the IVF metaphor between the 2 women? Exactly. They clearly set that up to look like lesbian witches. Also, they even have an argument that mirrors the argument between parents over the future of their children. Okay, and they're kind of arguing about it. Well, it looks like the Acolyte has 1 fan, at least, so that's something. Wow. It just looks... I have no interest in it at all. Last time I was interested in anything Star Wars related was just The Mandalorian season 1 and 2, which I do really like those. Oh, yeah, exactly. And Douglas says this shouldn't surprise us. Leslie Headland was also Harvey Weinstein's personal assistant. She's already been labeled as so. Yes, this whole thing is just a nightmare. We see Acme says Ahsoka wasn't the absolute worst. Well, it can. Sounds like this is a lot worse. I know, it seems like Disney enjoys losing money at this point. What the crap? Okay, so let's get to some of these super chats before we get to the next. Did I get Parker as a new YouTube member? Thank you so much for that. I really appreciate it. My streams almost always, like most except maybe 1 or 2 exceptions, get demonetized. So you guys becoming members here on YouTube does help significantly. Enjoy your butter badge and butter emotes. Junior with a $2 super chat. Twitch CEO is a Coomer. It certainly appears that way. And so I mean, just what's going on the platform in general and seeing how rampant all of the thoughts are on there. It makes it obvious. I mean, It makes it obvious. But it's crazy. It's like, dude, the thing about Twitch is that it was founded as like, oh, here's a gaming streaming platform. And a lot of children were even on there. And so to have it become what it is in this degenerate pornographic stuff that it is just terrible. Unknown with the $4.99 says, I gifted 10 subs on Twitch, but you got notifications off. I'm so sorry. I checked on my... Well, thank you for doing that. Twitch will probably ban me soon, but yeah, thank you so much for that. That was so nice of you. All right, we got Pussycat 692 with the $2 says Doom 2016's online sector XP boosting was fun too. Nice. Mike Noss with a $2 super chat says, can we get the rights to Star Wars back to George already? This is, I mean, I feel with classic Tomb Raider, for example, and stuff, it's like Star Wars fans are not in a good place right now. Us classic Tomb Raider fans aren't in a good place right now either. I mean, thankfully, we at least have the remasters, though. I feel like Star Wars is definitely, when it comes to being a fan of something and having it absolutely obliterated and ruined, as bad as Tomb Raider is, Star Wars is worse, is in a worse state. And so is Doctor Who. If I were to, off the top of my head, think, what are the top 2 worst brutally murdered franchises right now? Star Wars and Doctor Who. Old Renaissance Boomer with the 199 says, have functional SNES with Super Metroid. Yes, that's good. See, that's the thing. You want to play a lot of good retro games. Have the actual retro consoles. Get the tube TVs, the CRTs. Play them as intended. So great to have these things because you never know when these things are going to disappear forever or whenever they don't want to bring this stuff back. You know what I mean? Even they keep ruining stuff, even in remasters, even in remakes. A lot of times they will still ruin them. So definitely keep the old physical materials. Cyanide Ronin with a $2 says atheism isn't real. I agree with that. Atheists have to put their faith in something. There is no such thing as an actual atheist. Brandon the Awesome with the $5 super chat says, hey, Melanie, I'm here from the gatekeeping front. Went to a religious retreat, which has strengthened my resolve to battle this disease. I love that. That is so amazing. Well, I am very proud of you. Thank you so much for sharing. Remdog with the $5 super chat says, reiterate the verse I put in your comic on Saturday. Psalm 46:5 KJV. Let me pull that up. Psalm 46:5 KJV. All right. God is in the midst of her. She shall not be moved. God shall help her. And that right early. Thank you. That's very encouraging. And sometimes I really need that encouragement because, goodness, yeah, it's a madhouse in this industry. It's a lot. Let me make sure I didn't miss Rumble rant. Okay, here we go. I got to show Rumble some love. Let me make sure. Hold on. Scrolly. Okay, I got that one. All right, here we go. Let's see. Let me share this. B. Barrett with the $2 Rumble rant says, I've produced stuff better than the Acolyte after a night of Taco Bell. That's so funny. I believe you. Lone Wolf 126 with the $10 Rumble rant says, Gaolite was at 19% and falling at one point today. I think bots are pumping up the score, or Rotten Tomatoes is manipulating the score again. That wouldn't surprise me. Okay, so we're caught up on the Rumble rants. Let me get a couple more of these super chats, and then we will get to the next topic, and then I'll catch up on some more. We've got Latchy Campbell, who became a member on YouTube. Thank you so much for that. Enjoy your butter badge and your butter emotes. Thank you so much. Can we see some butter emotes in chat so that they can see what those look like? Let's see it. Oh, I need it. Oh, well, I actually keep that up because I was all right. There we go. Elson. I wish I could see them on the stream because look how they show up for me on the StreamYard side. But yeah, you guys can see them. The butter emotes. We got butter hat. We got a butter. We got butter Chad. We got butter clown. There we go. Thank you so much. All right. So Real Rain 89 with a $5 super chat says Satan is the original emo kid crying about his breakup with his dad. That's so funny. He's definitely a dweeb. He's definitely a fag. Jake BB with a $5 super chat says, Hey Mel, hope all is well. Keep fighting the good fight, my fellow believer. Blessings to you. Thank you so much. I appreciate it. We've got Tony Morrow with the 199 says, I'll go trans just to fight Alyssa Mercanti. She's blocking actual females. She'll block you too. Yeah, I really, Vera Dart, she was ready to go. I was like, let's go, girl. But then, nope, of course. Alyssa's all bark and no bite. That's how it was. So. No one said nothing, right? Exactly. What are you talking about? I didn't say anything. I knew some of you guys are. I was gonna try to play it off like I didn't say anything. What are you talking about? They're gonna demonetize this stream anyway. Freaking heck it. All right. So now we've got, speaking of stupid stuff, we've got Dragon Age the Veilguard. Now, not only does this next Dragon Age game look ugly, but to boot, this is something they're leading with. Is that, oh, every character is pansexual. You know, they used to pretend like, oh, we just care about representation. Meanwhile, they're making every single character pansexual. Obviously, that's y'all know my stance on when it comes to sexualities in general. There's no such thing as a sexuality. God made man, and then God made woman for man. Anything that is not that is kink and perversion. Sexuality and these identities surrounding them are not real. It's all sin. And anyone participating in any of these things, they can still be saved through the blood of Jesus Christ. And they can turn from that through the help of Jesus Christ. But just saying, it's perversion, it's kink, it's not real. The Bible is truth. And Twitch can ban me again. I don't give a crap. I am going to speak biblical truth. All right. So now let's look at this. Dragon Age Veilguard creative director declares all companions are pansexual. Something fake. Okay. All of characters are perverts. Okay, we answered that. So, yeah, now you got this weird, which I wish I had that pulled up. On Twitter, I saw a comparison. The art style is so ugly, too, on top of everything else that's weird about this. The art style is so ugly. Because this same character apparently was in another one. And the art style is really cool looking. Or I don't know if it was the same race of character or what. But now I hate this art style. I just think it's gross. It looks weird. And I liked some other Dragon Age. I liked Dragon Age Origins, and I like the art style from those games. But anyway, let's read this. Epler informed Game Rant. There is a difference between player sexual and pansexual. All companions are canonically pansexual. This is, why did they start hiring queer activist in the gaming industry instead of just gamers. And I said this on the Quarterings podcast too. I think all of these sex mini games really are part of the decline of gaming. They're not necessary. They're stupid. Now if you think about like some romance arcs and stuff in Harvest Moon, it makes sense. But again, it's just okay, find a husband, find a wife in the game. It actually plays a huge role in the game. Or if something like that, to that effect. Or even in like Fire Emblem, which even in Fire Emblem, I barely dabbled in the romance stuff on those games. Like I would fight alongside a unit and I would like make my unit get married. Like my unit married Claude in 3 houses. But I didn't put that much stock into it. I mostly just was wanting to fight and wanting to play the game itself. But still, even so, those didn't have sex games in them. I think this whole adding, here's an option to have sex with this character and this character has sex, I just feel like that is starting to get degenerate. Like, it's just, why? Why do you need that? And that's one thing that kept me from playing. One thing that kept me from playing Baldur's Gate 3 was just how degenerate it was and just how you could freaking have sex with a bear in that game. It's just so beyond degenerate. And all kinds of people online are just focusing so hard on, I wanted to have sex with this character and this character and this character. And not only that, but from what I hear, I mean, if you look at something like Harvest Moon, where you're looking for a husband or a wife in that game, depending on if you're a guy or a girl character, whatever, it takes work to try to win that person over, just like real life. It's not just, you have to get to know them. You have to spend time with them. You figure out what gifts they like. You go on the little not vacations, you celebrate the little holidays together. You talk to them every day. This, that, and the other. And then you build your relationship. And it took a lot of work to get to where a character would want to marry you. But then you have in Baldur's Gate 3, from what I saw online or whatever, they're like, all the characters are so horny. Like, they all are trying to bang you the entire time. That's got to feel like violating. So I refuse to play it for that reason, because I just think that's the fact that all that's in the game. I just don't want any part of that. I hear the actual game itself is really good, but I'll never know because I ain't playing that. So it's just degenerate. So anyway, now you have on Dragon Age where, and Dragon Age, I love Dragon Age Origins. I even liked Dragon Age Inquisition enough, played that, streamed that. But I like what the selling point of those games was the actual gameplay. They were fun games. And that was the selling point in the marketing. It's like, okay, here's the combat. Here's the worlds that you can explore. Look at all the different continents that you can go to, and this, that, and the other. But then notice how it's just, guys, by the way, you can have sex with anything in this game. Like, dude, they're really leading with that. It's just gone to such a perverted level. So according to Urban Dictionary, a pansexual is a person who's sexually interested in other people regardless of gender, including males, females, transsexuals, transvestites, gender benders, hermaphrodites, intersexuals, androgynous people, and those with sex chromosome anomalies such as Klinefelters. I don't know what all that is. Basically, but what this makes me think, whenever they say, and knowing how things are these days, whenever they say this, it makes me think that they got to try to one-up Baldur's Gate. There's no telling if they're going to add some sort of animal into that mix too. It's just getting weird. Interestingly, after these comments were publicized, Epler locked his account on X. Pronouns in bio, of course. And, okay, ADHD. Why are you putting ADHD in your bio? This kind of stuff is just it makes no sense to me. Do I put endometriosis in my bio? No, it's just retarded. Why is that in your bio? Epler's comments Come amid Dragon Age, the Veilguard's game director, a man who claims to be a woman. I love this. I love the park place. A man who claims to be a woman and uses the name Corin Bush. Okay, there's a joke in there somewhere. Informing IGN that the characters were pansexual. Do I put asthma in my bio? Yeah, put asthma in. That's funny. What am I drinking? It's just water. I'm afraid. It's bored, but isn't my cup really cute? It's Karomi. All right. Okay. All right. I was catching up with chat. Oh yeah, no Topo Chico tonight. That's the seltzer water I usually drink. I ran out. I was gonna go to the grocery store and get some more last night. And I forgot. Well, I didn't forget. I was gonna do it. I was like, well, I can do it tomorrow, but then I got so busy and didn't get around to it. And well, I did forget that I only had, I think at the time, one left, and I drank it last night. So, or something. I can't. Well, I'm out. That's all I know. I'm out. I need to get more. So, all right. So, IGN's Alex Stedman detailed Bush insists that they're all specifically pansexual, and that might come through in what you learn about their backstories. Bush then explained their past experiences or partners. They'll reference them and indeed who they'll become romantic with. He continued, for instance, I saw Harding. I saw Harding. I might be playing a straight male character flirting with her, but I choose not to pursue a romance. She might get together with Tosh. So my perception, my identity has no bearing on their identities. And that comes through really strong. This whole queer LARP is so stupid. Oh my gosh. How people take this stuff seriously is beyond me. He went on to detail, it's not until the later parts of the game where you really commit to romance and it gets pretty spicy. It gets pretty perverted, what he means to say. As for sex scenes in the game, Bush confirmed, I'm reading it in his voice. As for sex scenes in the game, Bush confirmed they do indeed occur. Of course, we are an M-rated game. We do have nudity. We are degenerates. Duh. I'm a queerdo. Of course I'm going to incorporate my degeneracy. He elaborated, our companions, we want them to be relatable and fully retarded. I might have ad-libbed that a little bit. So they can get spicy, but in a way I think people will actually relate to. Trust me, bro. We ain't relating to whatever perversion you're into, bro. No. Your perversion should not be relatable. Okay. Some of them are more spicy than others. Just like real life, our companions have such diverse personalities. Some of them are more physical, more aggressive, and some of them are more, we have a gentleman necromancer, for instance. Dude, isn't there that white-haired dude on Baldur's Gate 3? I keep seeing all these girls go crazy after him, even though he looks like a total but for some reason, all the girls are like, oh my gosh, she's so hot. Like that. So it sounds like they're trying to make their version of him a sissy necromancer. Exactly. That is more intimate and sensual, he concluded. Asterion. See, you knew exactly who I was talking about. He's like this super gay looking he's a vampire, but he looks so gay. And for some reason, all these girls are like, oh, Asterion. And I'm like, what are you seeing in this this freaking, I don't get it. Oh, he is gay? So does he not even get with the girl characters at all? Or are they just, is that just one of those forbidden love things for them? I don't know. He's extra gay. Then why are they simping? Why are they simping over him? That makes no sense. Okay. Heroin chic, but it's really AIDS. Okay. Bush's comments come in the wake of him confirming that the entire Dragon Age franchise was inherently very queer. And a developer story on BioWare's website. I am so sick of the queer crap. I am sick of it. It's perversion. It is perversion. He's, oh gosh. Hold on. Let me try not to throw up and read while I read this. He said, as a queer trans woman. This article is really hard to get through. As a queer trans woman. Now, let me read it like him. As a queer trans woman. I have a perspective on the games that not everyone has. Of course, because there's no such thing as objective reality. That's right. It's my truth. This is how I see it, because the whole world is, everything is just however you see it. This is my reality, which is different than your reality. And this. Okay. Dragon Age has long been a place where LGBTQIARSTUV folks can see people like themselves represented respectfully. You mean ugly? Because that's how you represent all these characters now, are ugly. It's inherently very queer. And it's such a rare thing for marginalized communities. They're just all the buzzwords. To have representation where we feel proud and powerful in how we are depicted. These are perverts. You know how you try to normalize perversion? Is you call yourself normalized if you're a pervert. Oh, we're so marginalized. You're a pervert. Okay? All of this that you just said is you want pervert representation. You are a pervert. You should not be making your perversion your identity. Repent, find Jesus, believe in the gospel, turn from this perversion. Stop pushing it on people. It's disgusting. Ugh. It's just the way that they label it. Oh, marginalized. It's perversion. Perverts should be marginalized. Good grief. Get out of here with that. He added, it's so deeply meaningful for so many. I often get so emotional when I think about what it would have meant for a younger version of myself to see someone like her. No, you're not a girl, you're a dude. In a game. And as a hero, no less. Oh, wow. Stunning. Brave. You can play as a pervert as a hero. I hope we can be a safe place for our pervert players to know they are not alone. They are brilliant and worthy. They are not only welcome, but celebrated. All right. Many gamers do not appear to be too happy with what they are seeing from Dragon Age, the Veilguard. BioWare's gameplay trailer currently has 124,000 dislikes to just 73,000 likes. Ratioed. I hope this game tanks so freaking hard. The game's official trailer fares even worse. It currently only has 41,000 likes to 237,000 dislikes. Whoo! Oh! Wow. Dude, that article was... That was something to read, dude. Gosh. Okay. Hard pick me energy from this streamer. Being real, being honest is pick me. How does that even make sense? It's like you see buzzwords on the internet and you don't have a functioning brain, so you just repeat buzzwords that you see. Pick me. Somebody said something I don't like. Let me call them a pick me. Oh, it's a woman that says something I don't like. Let me call them a pick me. Meanwhile, you're the one parading made up gender flags and pervert flags. You're trying to be picked by the perverts. Miss me with that. Miss me with all of that. I'm sorry common sense isn't your forte, but we don't play along with perversion and delusion on my stream. So that's that. All right. Let me see. I wanted to make sure I didn't skip a Rumble rant here. Oh, I've got a couple of them. Oh yeah, I saw that one. Okay. Let's scroll to this. I'm sick of, like, oh, why aren't you nice? Why aren't you nice? Dude, I'm happy to be nice to people who are nice to me, but if people are going to be absolute, like, influenced by their demons and want to come after me, I will snap back. I will. I'm not going to be a pushover. All right, the John Beck with the $2 Rumble rant says, has anyone started using the term the Acolyte? That's funny. All right. And then we've got Angeliphanim with the $5 Rumble rant. Miss Melanie, people like you make me glad I left YouTube and all Google services in January 2023 and never look back. Rumble is amazing. If you guys do not follow me on Rumble, hold on, I got more. Lone Wolf, yeah, please follow me on Rumble. I'm trying to get to 10,000 followers on Rumble, and I'm getting there close. Lone Wolf, yeah, even if you're following on YouTube, even if you're following on Twitch, I'm going to be banned from Twitch from this. I mean, I said fag on my stream. And after everything I said there, I'm getting banned on Twitch. It's inevitable, which is fine. Twitch is stupid. But make sure you're following me on Rumble. Even if you are watching here on YouTube, still make sure you're following on Rumble, because YouTube could always, you know, eventually ban me as well. We don't know that. So, yes, exactly. Telling the truth is greater than being nice. And that's the thing. It's when we were all being nice in the Christian community and stuff, and we all prayed towards, oh, you have to be nice. You have to be nice to everybody. Look what happened. The queer cult took over. People were losing their jobs if they believed in the Bible. I get banned from platforms for posting about the Bible because these queers have taken over. These degenerates have taken over. And that's what happens when you just be nice. Do you think David was being nice when he had to go into battle? What about when Elijah was mocking their false gods? When they were like, oh, he's like, oh, what are they doing? Are they relieving themselves? Was Elijah being nice about those idols? Christians are supposed to be bold. We're not always supposed to be nice. being nice. How are we supposed to fight against evil if you're just being nice? Yeah, if you can. We're supposed to be nice to each other. Fellow believers. Oh yeah, we are absolutely supposed to be very tender-hearted with fellow believers. But with those who aren't our brothers and sisters, who we're in actual spiritual warfare against, should we love them enough to want them to find Jesus and go to heaven? Yes. But if you're in this spiritual warfare, you can't always be nice. Sometimes you gotta be bold. Sometimes you gotta be blunt. Sometimes you gotta hurt some fifis. It's what it is. Right now, the society has accepted such an insane level of degeneracy that entire article I just read about Dragon Age Veilguard and all of the perversion, that they can just unabashedly go out and say that stuff and be proud about it, about that sickness. Because we aren't being bold enough and standing up against this crap. They should be embarrassed to be saying this stuff, but they're not. Because society has focused way too much on being nice, and myself included, and we got walked over, and now we are overrun with perversion and sin. I don't know about you, but I ain't no hippie Christian. I am a sell my cloak and buy a sword Christian. Okay. So Lone Wolf 126 with a $5 Rumble rant says, my 2 cents. They are putting the sexuality front and center, probably because the rest of the game is complete trash. I think there is a gameplay trailer out now. It probably is. Probably is. And yay, my Mind 101 with the $25 Rumble rant. Says, my wife started carnivore diet a few weeks ago after an organ transplant and having issues with foods and gaining weight. Huge relief for her being able to get calories without stomach issues. Oh my goodness, I'm so happy it's working well for her. That's amazing. That's the thing about the carnivore diet, is that some people think it's only about weight loss. And a lot of people will experience, but if you're overweight, then yeah, you'll experience some good weight loss on carnivore diet. But there are people who have health issues and are severely underweight who have also gained weight on carnivore diet as well, eating lots and lots of the good fats. So have gained a healthy amount of weight as well. So the great thing about carnivore diet is you're eating natural, good foods. Your body is going to be able to regulate your hunger cues a lot better than if you're eating cakes and stuff like that. So anyway. Okay. All right. So we've got Angel if Einem. 2 sexes, 2 genders. 2 seconds to get out of Melanie's face. I like it. That's right. Pac-Man 44, the $5 Rumble rant says, toy fun for Toji. Oh, how sweet. Toji is my bunny, for those who don't know. Got Coffee Dude Rumble with a $5 Rumble rant says, Capcom recently had some survey results. Top things gamers want are good gameplay, cool characters, exciting storyline, nothing about relatability and DEI stuff. Exactly. And that's how I feel with these games too. I care a lot about characters and I want good characters. But has nothing to do about relatability or representation. I just like cool characters. Look at Jujutsu Kaisen. I'm a huge Jujutsu Kaisen fan. And all of my favorite characters on Jujutsu Kaisen are Gojo, Mahito, Toji. It's like, I'm not being represented by either of those characters, but I freaking love them. So I like Sakuna a lot too. Cryptic 970 with the $5 Rumble rant says, keep gaming and keep expressing your thoughts. Thank you so much. I am trying my absolute best. Gosh, I got fired up there for a minute. Whew. Okay. Oh, hold on. Let me see. Oh, Sharby. What is Sharby's? Hold on. Let me pull up that chat and I can mod Sharby. What is Sharby's username on Rumble? I go mod. Wait, I don't know if I can do it in the commands menu. I think I have to actually do it on the dashboard. Yeah, let me know. Hey, can you type it in the Discord mod part, Watley? And then I'll do that after stream today, or if I forget, then tomorrow or something. Before next week. Okay, let me get some of these super chats because I'm like behind on super chats. Push-ups with the $5 super chat says, you were right about the autism trans things. There are studies that show trans got big when autistic teens found each other online and formed communities. Yeah, I think a lot of, I think that, I mean, if you look at almost any of these transgender people that are arguing with you on, and I don't think transgender is real, by the way, but these trans identified people that are arguing with you on social media and stuff, you always go to their bio. And what does it say? Autistic in it almost every time. Now, I made this observation and made a post about it, which I'll share in a minute. And a lot of people were like, they misunderstood me and thought that I was saying, oh, if someone's autistic, that means they're trans. No, what I'm saying is that this movement has been recruiting autistic people. They have been grooming autistic people into it. And the data, I mean, the data makes that obvious. So let me share this video that I made yesterday that talks more about this for those who didn't see it.
So can we talk about the elephant in the room that almost every single trans identified individual that especially I see online are in fact autistic? Just go on Twitter, for example, or X, and look at the bios of everybody with that trans flag in their name and their title, everybody who's identifying as transgender, and how many of them also have autistic in their bio, not even considering the ones who don't have that in their bio, which is probably an astronomical amount. And then if you even looked at studies from a gender affirming clinic in Ireland, I want to say they cited over 90% of their patients as being autistic. So why is it that even just saying this could get me silenced on the platform, but simply by deduction and assessing the situation here, if so many individuals who are identifying as transgender are in fact autistic, then doesn't that lead you to believe that there was some level of grooming involved to get them there? When instead of being told that they love themselves for how they were born, they were told that they were a different gender, that unfortunately, well, honestly, fortunately, and this is a real situation, they can never be. So they fed them a delusion. Why are we celebrating this? And why are we encouraging this when said autistic individuals really need people in their lives encouraging them to love themselves and directing them into positive outlets and not into mutilating their bodies or feeling uncomfortable in their own skin, and especially other degenerate paths that can branch from that? Why are we not talking about this?
So yeah, let me also, before I continue too, I wanted to highlight this. So we have Gas Mask William who says, I'm autistic and I know that homosexuality and sexual immorality is a sin. I think that's great. It shows that you had good positive influences in your life. And I think one reason why this is, some people were like, oh, wait, are you just hating on autistic people when obviously that's not the case. I'm saying that autistic people are being targeted and groomed into something this terrible. And into mutilating their bodies, into making them feel uncomfortable in their own skin. When instead, and I think that part of this could absolutely be a result of either loved ones not being involved enough in their lives to help direct them in positive ways, and so thus leaving them to the internet, for example. And when you're all over the internet and getting indoctrinated with all this evil ideology, for example. And yeah, for someone who is autistic and may already inherently feel different, to be told, oh, maybe it means I'm the opposite gender, they could be influenced into that when obviously transgender isn't real. Nobody is born in the wrong body. And so there's that. And then not to mention the parents who are purposefully trying to manipulate their children into pretending to be the opposite gender, which is just sad because you're messing up their lives when you do that. So I think that because of the fact that, I mean, what we see here and the amount of overlap, which is astronomical, between people who identify as transgender and who are autistic, because the overlap is so massive, it shows that this is not a matter of, this is a matter of an actual grooming type situation or an indoctrination type situation, you know? So yeah, this is where we are with this kind of stuff. And even just saying this stuff will get you canceled because people want to pretend like, oh, yeah, transgender is real, transgender women are women and all this stuff, but it's not, okay? Can we stop playing pretend, please? You know, everybody knows that when a baby is born, you know, based on chromosome. Now, there's going to be some mutations and deformed anomalies, because I mean, the world is in an imperfect place. There will be some deformities and this and that, but as a whole, which is a rare case, and even that, transgender isn't real, so it's not that. It's just a matter of a you know, some sort of deformity or something. But can we stop pretending, and can we use our common sense here? And something that we've always known is that you are born a boy or a girl. Your body reflects that. Your chromosomes reflect that. Your biology reflects that. And if your brain tells you differently, then that means something is wrong with your brain. It's just common sense. And saying common sense will get you in trouble these days. But let's stop pretending. Let's stop pretending that people can, especially things have gotten so out of control where people think that, oh, today I feel like a girl, but next week I might feel like a guy. It's absurd. So yeah. There's that. All right, Push-Ups with a $2 super chat says, that book I gave you is about Satan being a loser. Thank you. I love that. Yeah, Satan is a loser. Old Renaissance Boomer with the $4.99. Everyone was telling Jay he should identify as a female and take on Alyssa. Then Gina would do a return bout, lol. I like the butter badge, by the way. Thank you. I don't think Alyssa will fight anybody. She's all talk. Push-Ups with the $2 says Saul was a narcissist, but not a demon. Interesting. I never really thought about Saul as a narcissist, but it makes me want to read that again. Pikachu FPS 3 with the $4.99 says, hi, Mac. How's your night? Just want to say you and Taylor Alicia both do some collabs together. You sisters been helping me a lot lately, especially Closer to Christ. That means a lot. Thank you so much. God bless you. Brandon the Awesome became a member on YouTube. Yay! Enjoy your butter badge and butter emotes. Mr. Toxicity with a $5 super chat says, did you see it posted on Twitter that the guy that was arrested at the Dallas meetup is abusing an autistic girl? What? Are you talking about Mint? Because I saw that there was a thread about, oh my gosh, I don't like getting into like gossip stuff, especially because Mint, I've met, well, I've not met Mint. Well, she was going to say hi to me at the event, but she wasn't inside. Oh my gosh. Do I go over this or not? I don't want to just do gossip stuff without any like factual evidence, but I don't like gossip personally, but this has me really curious about what's going on. Yeah, Mint is, yeah, because I met Mint on Simpcast and stuff before, but I don't know her that well. I just, but I've had nothing but positive experiences with her. So I don't think she had entry in the actual event because I didn't see her there because she was tweeting how she was going to come see me. But that didn't happen. So I think she was just outside. It's not safe for work. Oh, so I can't show it. Oh dear. Well, I'll look at that. I'll look through this. I see the thread. Okay. Well, thank you for the heads up on the. I will look into that. Again, I typically don't like to cover personal life drama with people because I don't like gossip. I like to stay with the actual topics, but I will look it up on my own time. I hope she's okay. Oh my gosh. Okay. Oh goodness. Well, I hope she's okay. All right, my real name with the $2 or $20. Sorry. Thank you so much. $20 super chat says one thing we know is the Jedi didn't kill anybody because lightsabers don't kill anyone anymore. That's true. Also, Christ is king. Yes, amen. Brandon the Awesome with a $2 super chat says Disney won't stop until they're bankrupt. I swear that's the direction they're going. Gene the Machine with the $10 super chat says Acolyte, or also known as Star Wars, an artificial insemination sword. Latchy Campbell with the 10 Australian tunnel. I don't know what currency that is. A10. Hey, Melanie, love from Australia. Matt Walsh is kind of right about Australia. Oh, you cleared that up. TBH, we got some weirdos. Going to stick to YouTube instead of Twitch from now on. Appreciate what you're doing. Yes, and please make sure you're following on Rumble too, just in case YouTube also wants to ban me. So we got that. Aaron with the $5 super chat says, Disney broke a record for the year 2024. In other words, it did better than Echo and X-Men. Nothing else came out. Dude, and X-Men did terrible. I already left my assessment on the X-Men 97 stuff, and people were like, ooh, how does it feel to be wrong? How does it feel to be wrong? Meanwhile, Echo was beating it. So those people who were acting like I was wrong, it was not doing so well. I don't think it was as egregious as a lot of things, but still just saying. Bird Up with the $5 super chat says, but Melanie, she's a leader. She's a strong, powerful leader. Yes, yes. Thank you. I don't see myself as a leader. I feel like what do you call it? I feel like a lone wolf almost. But like, I mean, obviously we got our community here and stuff, but I don't know. If people were asking me if I felt like I was a leader, I would say no. I do my best to like speak my mind. I feel more like what would you call it? Like if you were to do the alpha, sigma, all this, I feel more sigma. I definitely am not alpha. I feel more on the sigma end. I don't know. Sigma female. I don't know. Okay. Rich Zilla 96 with a $10 super chat says, like the 2000s Hot Topic employee look. I got this shirt from Hot Topic. I get almost, well, I don't know about almost all my clothes, but I get a lot of my clothes from Hot Topic. I always have. Also, I can see you do voice acting with that funny German accent you do on side scrollers. So I'll see you don't make everyone mad. Keep up. Keep your head up, Chica. Thank you. That's so nice of you. Twitch weirdos go out of their way to ban you. Well, I gave them a reason to ban me today. I'm just do it. At this point, I'm just like, just perma ban me. Stop with these temporary suspensions over and over because I'm going to keep doing what I'm doing and I'm just going to be worse. So why are you even wasting your time by not perma banning me if you're such a stupid app or website or whatever that you don't let people freaking do anything except show their buttholes? I don't belong on Twitch. Ara Akbar Go Boom with a $2 super chat says, how to ruin stuff. Put a lame gay chick in it for real. Long-haired Yeti's Cave with a £5 super chat. They are changing how you get the force. You have to bend over to receive it. Keep fighting the good fight. Respect. Thank you. That's so funny. Killstorm SH with a $2 super chat says, will you ever remarry? God willing. God willing for sure. But I am, whatever God's plan for me is, that's what I want. And God will lead me in the direction that I need to be in. So my focus right now is just being obedient and taking life one step at a time. And whatever his plan is for me, that's what I want. Andrew R15 with a $5 super chat says, honest opinion, is it too inappropriate for me to call it Acolyte? Because if it is, I apologize. You know I ain't afraid of slurs. If you're going to ask me, my answer is going to be like, yeah, say it. Some other people might disagree. I don't care about slurs at all. Slurs are funny. So yeah. So you ain't gonna see me tell you I think you shouldn't say them. But pray about it. Pray about it. People like the Acolyte. I know, I think it's hilarious. Pick up what? I should do a Melanie Mac Wilderness channel where I pick up wildlife and no, I don't like snakes. I am so scared of snakes. No, thank you, Bob. I love animals, but I don't, yeah. I'm gonna say no. All right. D. Holland with the Canadian $5. His confession here. I worked at BioWare on Mass Effect 3 and Dragon Age Inquisition. Can't say I'm happy with the new art style, but whatever. I agree with you. Squibs with the 199 says, we are in the last days. Jesus is returning soon. We'll see. But I'm doing everything I can to fight against the evil forces in this world right now. That's all I know. Okay. Before I get to... Well, because I have freaking in my thumbnail about the new Assassin's Creed stuff, I do need to talk about it. People are gonna be like, you didn't even talk about it. Let me do that a little bit and we'll get to some more super chats. So I did make a video about this. If you guys haven't seen the video. So basically, just to sum it up, Assassin's Creed's poop in the bed. Everything they've done with Assassin's Creed Shadows, I mean, they already try to pretend like their whole excuse for not giving us a Japanese protagonist, well, even though we have that girl, but it's not the same. The main protagonist was, oh, but Yasuke, he was a real samurai. This is historically, they want to play historically accurate. Meanwhile, a lot of the stuff they're doing is not historically accurate. I mean, down to some anybody who actually lives in Japan knows certain things like the seasons of the sakura blossoms and the harvesting rice, so on and so forth, as I talked with my other video. But this is what is crazy. So Grum says, so let me get this straight. Actually historical figure, Yasuke, in Assassin's Creed Shadows. So he battles to rap music. I don't know how. Who thought that was a good idea? Walks through villages beating up Asians. Uses excessive non-honorable violence, crushing heads of defeated enemies. I mean, dude, this is so like, they're making the black character look bad. They want to try and pretend like they're virtue signaling by, oh, we're adding a black character. They're making him look bad. And they're making him gay. Makes all villagers bow to him incessantly. Has dialogue that paints him as a discount Batman, savior of the Japanese. I am justice. Japan isn't having it. Ubisoft, here are their comments, which I shared. You can watch more of this. Some of those were hilarious. But I also made a tweet because I was like, when I kept seeing all this stuff and seeing all their responses and how unhappy they were about it, I just wanted to, I just hope, I said, I hope Japanese people are aware that this trash Ubisoft is pulling does not represent Americans. We are sick of these demonic ideologies forced into all our entertainment as well. Most of us do not want this, not for an Assassin's Creed game set in Japan or anything else. So that's the thing. And that's one thing that frustrates me about what's going on with modern video games, TV shows, movies, this, that, and the others. It's like, does the rest of the world think that this reflects America? Like if they were to see the Acolyte or whatever else, do they think this reflects Americans and that we like this stuff or that we want this stuff? Do they think that America is all about all this queer stuff going on? I sure hope not, because this does not reflect the majority of Americans. So that was just something I can't help but think, like, please, no, we're not like that. But I can see how we would be a laughing stock to a lot of people who think that we're like that. It's embarrassing. Oh my goodness. Wait, I saw a big super chat. Snapple Rai 89 with the 50. Yo, Mel, got a question for you. Looking back 10 to 15 years of your old self, saw you today, how do you think she would react and what changes do you think would be the most impactful? Also, it was good seeing you out at In-N-Out with Jay and at the meetup. That was you? Oh, that was you, Rai. Okay. I remembered you after the meetup there too. Yes, guys. So when I was hanging out with my friend Jay at In-N-Out, Snapple Rai was at In-N-Out right there. It's like, this is you, right? And he showed me my Twitter. That was so fun. It was so great meeting you. But yeah, this is actually a good question. I'm trying to think. 10 years ago, what was I doing 10 years ago? Wait, 10 years ago. This time. Yeah, at this time, 20 years ago, or 10 years ago, I still had a lot of similar values that I do now, but I wasn't as on point in my faith as I should have been. That's when I kind of started to, I wasn't reading my Bible as much. I was being more accepting of sin and trying to be one of those hippie Christians. And trying to be a hippie Christian is because I try to be a hippie Christian and disregard what the scripture says and try to be accepting of people and this and that and accepting of sin, that contributed to a lot of problems for me. That contributed to me going through that backsliding phase. And I obviously wish that none of that ever happened, but it was a big lesson to learn. So at that time, Man, I think if I could 10 years ago see myself now, I wonder if I would have been really inspired and if that would have encouraged me to read my Bible and start believing more in the Bible and stuff again. I can't help but wonder that. Because right now I definitely feel a lot more emboldened than I ever did. At that time 10 years ago, 15 years ago, I was a lot more scared to speak my mind or my opinions about anything. I was terrified of confrontation. And yeah, so people didn't see much of a bold side of me back then. So I would like to think I would be like, oh, yay. I'd probably be, yeah, I mean, it would be different to see myself like that. But that's definitely a good question. Definitely has me thinking about a lot of stuff. But I think I would be excited to know that I would get over some of those obstacles and that I would be a lot more of a bold person. Someone said timeline path of Mel being a trad wife. Look, I'm very Christian. But I never felt like that was, I think the whole trad wife, house mom, best freaking, they're superheroes, right? We need them. But I never felt like that was my path completely. Not that like I do have some traditional values and stuff. So if it's God's will for me to be married again, I would definitely still have some traditional elements, but I don't know if I could see myself not wanting to work at all. At all. I don't know if I could go that full trad path. No, certainly not that wear an apron and wear all these like super 1950s looking dresses. Have a bunch of babies, all that. I don't even know if I'm gonna have kids at all. I've never had the desire to have kids before. Not that I wouldn't. I've been open to it if like, you know, if it's God's will that I marry again and for real this time and no divorce. And if my future husband were to want that, then yeah. But in terms of like me, I feel like I would be happy either way. I'd be happy if I don't have kids. But if God wanted me to have kids, then obviously that would be the right path. So I've just reached a point to where it's like, okay, I'm open to the possibility, but used to it was like, no, never. But now it's like I've been kind of open. But if that's God's plan for me. But also I'm 37 years old. So I mean, while plenty of women can still, up until like mid 40s and stuff still. I also am the type of person that I don't want to be desperate. So like I'm not going to be desperate to marry because my internal clock is ticking. You know what I mean? So I think God willing, I would love to get married. But I'm not going to just get married for the sake of getting married where it's like, "Oh, here, let me marry this guy cuz I need to hurry up." Like unless I don't want to be desperate and just I'd rather not be married at all and be single for the rest of my life, single and celibate, than feel like I compromised what I wanted. You know what I mean? I'm not going to be desperate. That's not, no. So whatever God's plan is for me, that will happen. I thought she was like 25. Thank you. That's so nice of you. All right. Let's go ahead. Where was I? I read that. Oh, wasn't it? Was it? Yeah. Jesus trying to, we'll see. And then Bird Up with the $5 super chat says the BioWare of today is not the BioWare that made Dragon Age Origins and Mass Effect. They've been lost for a very long time. I mean, yeah, we see the same thing with a lot of companies. They're not the same. They've changed. They have hired a bunch of activists who have taken over the industry. And so a lot of our favorite properties are just completely unrecognizable. Tick 911 with the 199 says, "You always crack me up and brighten my day." Thank you so much. I appreciate it. Okay, hold on. Okay, just wanting to catch up with regular chat because I like to read regular chat too. Glad to see you unbanned. Let's see how long that lasts. There is no way they're not permabanning me. I hope they do permaban me. I really hope Twitch permabans me. Twitch, if you're watching this, permaban me, please. Just do it. Just do it. You already don't like what I talk about anyway. You would rather girls show their buttholes than actually talk about the Bible. So because I'm not the type of person that will be showing my body for views, and because I do speak biblical truth, and because I will not stand for perversion in society, and I will speak out against it, and you have a problem with it, ban me, hacker. Okay. That being said, let's go with the Killer Spotlight with the £5 super chat. Just checking in. I'm at work and saying hi. Stay blessed. Thank you so much. All right. Squibs with the 199 says, "Pray for the lost." Why else are we here? Exactly. We should absolutely be praying for the lost. That's the thing is sometimes too, if I go really hard at people or whatever, I still want them to find Jesus. My biggest hater, I would still want them to find Jesus so that they can go to heaven. And even no matter, like my biggest hater, if they were really in a time of need or something and I could help them, I would. That's what sets us apart. They want me unalived. I want them to find Jesus so they can go to heaven. So yeah, I might get mad at whatever if they're saying crap to me or whatever. I'll defend myself and I might be going hard at it because it's like they are. But I'll be the first to say that I hope they find Jesus and that they have good things. Aussie Fraggus became a member on YouTube. Thank you. Enjoy your butter badge and emojis. Squibs with 199 says, "He didn't send us to insult the lost, but to help them." Yeah, we shouldn't be just outright humiliating and insulting people, but we should be calling out sin and we should be able to defend ourselves to when they come at us. And we shouldn't sugarcoat things. So yeah, we should definitely be insulting sin when it comes to like the queer stuff. Yeah, we should be insulting that queer stuff. People are mad that I use the F slur or whatever, but it's an abomination. I'm not going to sugarcoat what an abomination is. And so sometimes people need to feel the full shame of what and to understand the shame that is attached to the perversion that they are deeply embedded in for them to know that they need a savior. Because how are people going to know that they need Jesus if they don't know that they're living wrong? So, yeah. But am I going to go up to people personally and be like, "Oh, you're an F-slur, you're this and that"? No, I don't do that at all. But will I call out the sin? Yes. And if someone comes after me, will I snap back? Yes. Sometimes you can't always be nice. It's just how it is. They'll run over you and they'll bully you. But yeah, we obviously should be praying for them. All right. BC says, "As a non-trans, I think this stuff is all they know." A lot of these people just haven't experienced a lot of the real world as well, so they don't know. They're stuck in this online, just demented, perverted stuff. And that's all they know. And so, yeah, it's harsh when they see us speaking out against those actions and talking about how perverted and disgusting it all is. And they don't like to read that, but they need to know it because they won't know. If they keep having all of that affirmed, how are they going to know? You know what I mean? Bird Up with the $5 super chat says, "Imagine this modern audience need to relate to game characters, but in the context of 40 years ago, we made the rectangle in Centipede relatable." Different times. Okay. What? Dick Masterson is suing people who are talking about the mint salad stuff. I'm about to go down a big rabbit hole with all that. Oh my gosh. I don't even really know hardly anything about this dude. I don't know who Dick Masterson is. All I know, the only reason why I even know that name is because that dude has come after me time and time again and behind a block lately. And has said the most stupid stuff. But for some reason, he hates my guts, and I don't even know who he is. So, I mean, maybe I've seen him around our circle somewhere, but the name, apparently he didn't leave enough of a impression, because I don't freaking know. Oh, he's a friend of Vito. That tells me all I need to know. Wow, that's crazy. Okay. We've got Razorbeam with the $2 says, do you like Lego? If so, what sets do you have? I used to love Lego when I was a kid, but I haven't put together any Legos in a long, long time. Jose Manuel with the Mexican 50 says, I like it when Pretty Lady gets angry. Thank you. I had a couple moments on stream today. It was interesting. Rimdog with the $2 super chat says, I wish I could heart regular chats. It's on fire tonight. Thank you. Jose again with the 20. Is that Panem Palmer on your arm? This is Lara Croft. Oh, is that Panem character from isn't she from what's that Cyberpunk game? I never even played Cyberpunk. Push ups with the $2 says the studies were done by Lisa Littman, by the way. Interesting. Grant with the $4.99 says going into basic training in 2 days. Scared yet excited for this new path God has put me on. Also, side note, you're amazing, Melanie. You've got this. My brothers were both in the military. I mean, my dad was too, but my brothers firsthand, I have seen them come out of basic training just like men. It's like they went into the military boys and they came out of basic training like men. It was amazing for them. I mean, it was hard. It was tough. I don't know how it is now compared to then. Because that was like, I don't know, going on 20 years, around the 20 years ago range. But yeah, it was great for them, even though it was very difficult. Ryan Fain with a $5 super chat says, Birch Lab, Hot Topic goes hard. I love Hot Topic. Don't care what any hater says about it. Old Renaissance Boomer with the $4.99 says, I see Melanie as a guiding light, a beacon in the darkness. God works through her to point the way. Help those who are lost. Be blessed. Thank you. That's so nice of you. I try so hard. Sometimes I feel like, man, when you got to be in like the offensive so much, or even defensive, or you have to be so strong and so bold all the time. It's hard sometimes, because then it's like, that's the thing is people who push hippie Christianity, I think one reason why so many people do it is because it makes them feel good, because it's easier. Trust me, if it were just, peace, love, that's all I'm going to focus on. I'm just going to focus on being nice, and that's it. That is so freaking easy to do, and it's selfish. If you can't boldly tell people, hey, this is wrong. Hey, this is a path to hell. You need to repent and accept Jesus. Hey, this is a cold, hard truth. That's harder to do. So this whole hippie Christianity is easier. It's more selfish. So yeah, it's hard to be bold all the time. Sometimes we're bold in love. And it doesn't always translate that way to people, but sometimes people are coming after you. Sometimes you got to fight demons too. Sometimes you just got to fight demons. We can't always be nice. So yeah, I do what I got to do. I know I'm not perfect, but I pray that I can be the best that I can, and that I can handle certain situations appropriately, and learn the balance of, okay, when do I need to be really strong right now, and when do I need to be softer? That's what I definitely pray for discernment on. Faraz with the Canadian $20 says, I find it ironic that this game was intended to be inclusive, and yet woke culture and Ubisoft produced the most racist game I have ever seen through trailers alone. I can't tell if it's ironic or unironic. Exactly. I agree. Chris Rubio with a 499 says, did that guy steal that samurai suit? That's what's so funny. That was one of the comments from one of the, I think someone from Japan, I think it was hilarious. Bird Up with the $10 super chat says, I expect that Assassin's Creed overpriced woke trash will do well, but I think people would be better off dusting off their PS2s and playing Tenchu Wrath of Heaven. Tenchu is a better series anyway. Very good. I like that. Faraz with the Canadian 20 says, woke culture logic. Let's add inclusion by making a black protagonist and pumping him with as many racist stereotypes as possible. LMAO, hip-hop theme song, making him the most violent samurai that disgraces samurai honor. I swear. Andrew with a $10 super chat says, hey, Melanie, have you ever heard the song The Devil is a Loser by the band Lordy? I don't think I have. I think it has some great lyrics that you might like, but heads up, it does have the B word in it. I'll have to look that up. That's funny. Michael Turpia with the $20 Australian. Bridgerton showrunner just gender bent, now a gay character, one of the most sought after upcoming characters from the books, and the community looks like to go nuclear. Goes to show that no source material is safe. Oh my goodness, does not surprise me. Joke BB became a member on YouTube. Thank you so much. Enjoy the butter badge and the butter emojis. Joshua with the 499 says, unlike you, I'm not afraid of snakes, but I am afraid of being friend zoned by someone I genuinely like. That's my worst fear. I still think it's the worst. That's a valid fear. But I think with stuff like that, it's better just to know when it comes to rejection in anything. It's better to be rejected than to be too passive to even approach the situation or ask about it. Then you got your answer, you can move on with your life. But if you're so scared of rejection that you won't even approach the situation or anything like that, then you're always going to be left wondering. There's always going to be that. It's going to eat away at you forever. But when it's just like, okay, why not just tell how you feel and see what happens. If you get rejected, and you can move on. I know it's easier said than done, but that's just kind of like my strategy with life in general anyway. I like to just and it's funny because I used to not be that way. I used to be a lot more scared to talk about stuff. But now it's just like, okay, I'd rather just put it all out there. I just like to be transparent. I like to be an open book with stuff. Oh, this is what I feel about this situation. This is what I feel about that. This is what I feel about this. And then whatever, people can like it or don't like it, but at least you got it out there and you don't have to be wondering. JS with the $5 says, how and why did you become such a big fan of Tomb Raider? Well, I mean, back in the 90s when I was a kid, my dad's friend from the army, we all went over to their house, and his friend, there was a young couple with a baby, and the guy, he told me and my brothers, he was like, oh, you guys want to play my PlayStation? And so he had Tomb Raider, and I played it, and I instantly was obsessed. I loved the gameplay. I was obsessed with Lara Croft. I was just like, oh my goodness, she's so cool. I want to be cool just like her one day. And so I was so into the game that he's like, oh, you can borrow it. So took it home because we had a PS1. And yeah, played the crap out of that, beat it. We played it, and then we ended up buying our own copy. And yeah, I've just been obsessed ever since. It was just an instant obsession for me. Elsid with the Canadian $20 says, another awesome stream. Satan is a loser. Thanks, Melanie. Thank you so much. I appreciate it. Audio Garden Slave with the $10 super chat says, some degree of required basic military style training for all men after graduating high school would solve lots of issues with discipline and respect for authority. Yeah, I think that's great, honestly. I think that's great. Let me check my Rumble rants. and make sure. Oh, you know what's funny is these headphones I have, which one of them's hurting my ear again. After a recent power outage I had, only one earphone was working. The earbud was working, the other one wasn't. And I was like, oh, that's a bummer. So I was like, well, I need to buy another one. Or I need to buy a new pair, but these were like $200. And I was like, oh, that sucks. I don't want to do it. I'll get to it eventually. And I've just been procrastinating with it. Well, now all of a sudden, both earbuds work now. It took like a week. I don't know. But then suddenly it just decided to start working. I'm like, okay. All right, hold on. Okay, here we go. Let me get to these Rumble rants. Coffee, dude. Oh, wait, I already read these. So we got more here. We have Barrett with the $2 says, why don't we ever see any fat pride marches? I mean, isn't that what the normal ones are? Mark of Reality with the $10 Rumble rant says, the message in Acolyte is that if children are raised in a gay society, they will naturally be gay, but that is so untrue. Women are naturally wired to be attracted to men and vice versa. That is true. That is true. This is reality. I mean, God made women for men. That's reality. And so anything that's not that is it's perversion. Granted, some of it is the reason behind it and the cause behind it can vary. For some people, they were abused, and that's a very sad situation. It doesn't mean they should stay in that, though. But yeah, Burlesque with the monthly supporter on Rumble. Thank you so much. I'm going to look into getting those butter badges and emojis on Rumble as well. Thank you. That means a lot. We got President Snow with a $10 Rumble rant says, as the West abandons Christ, the pagan spirits, demonic chiefs are regaining a foothold. See, this is why, dude, sometimes they get, oh, you're too harsh. You're too harsh. We have to be. If we're not, look what happens. Society goes insane. Demonic. We're literally in a spiritual warfare, guys. Burlesque with the $20 Rumble rant says, not much, but thanks for what you do, reminding us that God is good, that the loud voices are not the majority, and reading the Bible to us on YouTube, chef's kiss. It means a lot after a long day. Thank you so much. That means a lot. Thank you. All right, we got Noli with a $5 Rumble rant. Hey, Mel. So heard you talking about being attracted to feminine men on those pills. Is that how you got into BTH? What's BTH? Oh, yeah. People are asking on the quartering stream, they were talking about birth control pills and how it can make women more attracted to more feminine men. And it's true because, I've been there before. Granted, luckily, thank God, I never was on birth control like super long term. But the bouts of time that I was on it, because doctors like to prescribe it for everything. They're like, oh, a girl hits puberty, time to give her birth control so that her skin will be better and this and that. And it's insane because it's terrible for your body. And then for me with having endometriosis, it's just like, oh, this will fix that. And it never did. But anyway, yeah, it made me more attracted to more feminine energy guys than when I was then, I'm not on any like birth control, and diet played a huge role into that too. Like I said, that'll change a lot about your personality and stuff too, is your nutrition. If you're eating a bunch of soy and crap, if you eat rabbit food, you're going to act like a rabbit. But once I started eating like very carnivore, it's like progressively changed me to be more bold and all that. So did you mean Bring Me the Horizon with this BTH? I don't think that had any effect on that. I just liked their music, but I don't listen to them anymore after they just blaspheme Jesus Christ way too much. I'm not doing it. Even one time is too much, but the outright blaspheming Jesus Christ, I'll listen to bands not every band has to be a Christian band for me to listen to it. Or even if some of these bands are confused and they're anti-religion and all that, whatever. But if you're going to blaspheme Jesus Christ, I will not listen. We Are the Show rated this stream. Thank you for that. And we had Powercat Greg that rated this stream. Thank you so much. Switzerland Play IT with the $1 says, Long Dong Jick, John Dixon. Okay. All right, and there is the Rumble Rants, which I did notice I got some more super chats while I was doing that. Patrick Duffy with the $41.10 super chat. Thank you so much. Do not fear, for I am with you. Do not be dismayed, for I am your God. I will strengthen you and help you. I will uphold you with my righteous right hand. I was baptized as a kid, but only started Bible study recently. Well, I'm so proud of you, and thank you so much for sharing that. I love verses like that. Just very refreshing and helps. That's the thing is I think something to remember too is some people are like, how do you stay so strong? How do you stay so strong against these haters? How do you do that? It's not me. I'm not strong. I'm weak. Jesus Christ, God is strong. And I just lean on God. So yeah. Joe Burlas with the $10 super chat says, I love that you have an army brat backstory for Tomb Raider. Some of my favorite moments were on base as a kid with the other kids just embracing life. Props to you, homie. Yeah, living on base was fun. Just going out, playing. Like my brothers and I would set up this little volleyball net thing, and we'd have like a bunch of the neighbor kids like come over and we'd play volleyball with them, sometimes get in arguments, and it was always a fun time. Patrick Duffy with the $5 says, also, you should play Jet Force Gemini on a stream sometime if you can get an N64 setup going on. Ooh, that could be fun. Ted with a $2 says, do you think the evil twin is going to be Plagueis? Is this something to do with the Star Wars stuff that I don't know? Maybe, because that doesn't Plagueis, isn't that who created Anakin with the Force or something? I have not been keeping up with the Acolyte. I just like watch the clips and the memes and make fun of it. So I can't give you my theories on that. So anyway, it's gonna be Jar Jar. There we go. It's Jar Jar Binks, you guys. Plot twist. At this point, I would be relieved to see Jar Jar Binks come back. Oh, goodness. You should binge Acolyte. Oh, my gosh. I think not. All right, you guys. Well, thank you all so much for another super fun-filled episode of Go Boom Live. I had a great time. I'm live every Thursday, so I hope to see you guys there. If you're watching on Twitch, you're definitely going to want to be following me on X, Rumble, and / or YouTube, because Twitch will ban me. Oh my gosh, we got a wombo. Oops, we got this too. Joe with the 10 says, dude, base was different. Your siblings become your best friends, and the colonel's kids were avoided. Oh, happy you found your warrior princess voice and are being bold. God bless you. This is so relatable. Yeah, my brothers are my best friends. Like, yeah, avoid the colonel. That is so freaking funny. Army, like military brats, we get it. Old Renaissance boomer, yay with the Wombo 100. Always great when work week is short while breaks getting done tomorrow. Trip through mountains killed them. Oh, snap. Gonna take mom to lunch. How nice of you. Saturday, Blue Angels air show to photograph. Have fun with the fam over the weekend. Have a surprise for you soon concerning your F-slur art. Oh my gosh. Thank you. Oh my goodness. Another 100 for our in stream. Tom Berry Master. Oh my. And you dropped a 50 earlier. Oh my goodness. Look at y'all. Thank you so much. Oh, I need to have a thank you very much.
Thank you very much.
Thank y'all so much. Oh my goodness. I really appreciate y'all. And then even the meetup and everything like that. Braz Monkey, thank you for becoming a member on YouTube. You're amazing. I needed that encouragement so bad. The timing of it just meant so much to have that kind of encouragement at the meetup. So thank y'all and everybody in chat, everybody on social media that's got my back and all that stuff all the time. You guys just mean so much to me. So thank you. I hope you enjoyed today's Go Boom Live. Oh, and Old Renaissance Boomer gifted 10 memberships. Look at that. We got butter emojis, butter badges for 10 more people. Make sure you tell Old Renaissance Boomer thank you. That's right. Thank you all so much again. I'll catch you next time. And in the meantime, go boom. Oh, hold on. I see it. Teddy Bear with a $20 says, individuals like you give me hope for the future. Thank you so much for what you do. Your message has helped me better myself day by day. Stay strong. Thank you so much. Thank y'all again. I'll see you later.